5 uncomfortable Native American facts that people prefer to overlook. 1. Some Native American tribes had slaves. Slavery was not an alien concept to some tribes. This was especially common in Alaska and the Pacific Northwest. Eskimo and Aleut-speaking peoples enslaved people from other tribes. According to historians, slavery was an institution of some importance. Among them, white settlers brought chattel slavery with them. Many prominent members of the 5 civilized tribes embraced it. They would buy African slaves from their white neighbors. In 1809, the Cherokee tribe held 600 African slaves. This increased to 4,000 by 1860. This elevated Native Americans to the Southern planter class. 2. Not all Native tribes had a classless society. The Kwakwaka'wakw, for example, had a strict hierarchy. There were 4 classes: the nobility, the aristocracy, commoners, and slaves. The nobles were considered the conduit between the social and spiritual domains. This was a high-ranking status that came with privileges. The Kwakwaka'wakw had well-developed concepts of property. The ruling class inherited land. The commoners and slaves hunted and fished. The rulers collected taxes in the form of food. 3. The Powhatan massacred the colonists with no provocation. The Virginia colony and the Powhatan Confederation fought a small war, but it ended in a peace treaty. For years, they traded and coexisted peacefully. On March 22, 1622, Powhatan men came to the English. They had fruits, deer, and turkeys to trade. The unsuspecting settlers let them in their homes. Then the Powhatan grabbed any tools they could find. They systematically massacred everyone. It was a coordinated attack on several settlements. In one day, the natives killed 347 people, including children. It was a quarter of the colony's population. The massacre resulted in a second, much bloodier war. 4. Native reservations have staggering crime rates. Sexual violence against Native women is especially horrendous. Nearly 1 in 3 Native American women have been raped. That's more than twice the average for white women. It's also probably an undercount. Most rapes go unreported. The laws are very convoluted. Tribal courts don't have jurisdiction over non-native people, but the police don't like taking on domestic cases. If the alleged perpetrator is native, they leave it to tribal authorities. They tend to treat sexual violence as misdemeanors. Sentencing is rare. 5. The Iroquois fought endless morning wars. This was a vital part of pre-Columbian Iroquois culture. The wars weren't fought for territorial expansion. They did not seek to capture valuable resources. The reasons were purely psychological and ritual. A woman who lost a husband or a son would ask for a replacement. The men would then go to war with another tribe. A replacement man would be captured and brought back. If he wasn't good enough, he was killed in a ritualized manner. But the neighboring tribes had a similar culture. Thus it fed an endless cycle of violence. Conflicts arose to avenge the deaths of those killed continually.